number one in Idaho. This is KTVB, Idaho's News Channel 7. The evening news starts now.
I was surprised that they didn't, but at the same time, I really wasn't surprised. We knew this was going to be a tough deal to get through, to get Ball State comfortable with this. In the end, we couldn't get them comfortable.
That's right. They tried, but the Humanitarian Bowl just couldn't lure Ball State onto the blue. Welcome to the evening news. So that means a battle of the unbeatens will not happen, but Boise State is closer to knowing its bowl fate at this hour.
Postseason merry-go-round really spinning in a frenzy this afternoon. We have a team report for you tonight. Justin Core will tell us how travel agencies are already preparing for what probably will happen. Emphasis on probably, but first we go to David Augusto. He's live at Taco Bell Arena with news that impacts both the Rhodey's Humanitarian Bowl and the Broncos.
Mark, I'm live here at Taco Bell Arena for tonight's men's basketball game versus Wyoming. More on that in a moment, but first, a busy day of bowl buzz. It started a little over 2 hours ago when the Rhodey's Humanitarian Bowl announced that Ball State will not be coming to Boise to face the Broncos on the blue in the H Bowl. We then waited for the chips to begin falling with the announcement that Nevada or Boise State would be playing an ACC team on the blue on December 30th. But that has not yet been confirmed. Also not confirmed, the Broncos versus TCU matchup in San Diego's Poinsettia Bowl on December 23rd. The game between the Broncos and Horned Frogs would instantly become one of the most intriguing bowl games of the year, featuring two top 15 teams. You may remember it would also be a rematch of the Fort Worth Bowl in 2003. That game, seen here, also featured two top 20 teams. The Broncos won that contest 34-31. Finishing the 2003 season with a 13-1 record. Keep in mind, bowl invitations will not become official until Sunday's BCS selection show. I spoke to Poinsettia Bowl officials this afternoon, and they told me they will not make an announcement on their bowl one way or the other until Sunday. Meanwhile, coming up in sports, we will hear from the Humanitarian Bowl, and I'll also have a preview on tonight's men's basketball game between the Broncos and the undefeated Wyoming Cowboys. Back to you.
All right, David. So although not official yet, local travel agencies, meantime, are already very busy. Justin Core joins us from the newsroom with more on that.
Thank you very much, Mark. And that's right, travel agencies are wasting no time putting together potential San Diego travel packages. Harmon Travel in Boise got the jump today, exploring solutions to get fans to Southern California as affordably as possible if a game materializes. Options include 2 chartered aircraft and as many motor coaches as needed. Although not expected to be a Fiesta Bowl type migration, this year's bowl in sunny San Diego could still attract thousands of fans despite the weak economy.
All the fan base has been waiting on pins and needles like we have, trying to find out what the final decision is, whether they're staying or going. And so we haven't yet seen the surge, but obviously once the news gets out and people realize that the trips are going to take place, then yes, we would expect a surge.
We also just got word that Global Travel is also putting packages together. But again, please keep in mind the Broncos' participation in the Poinsettia Bowl is not a done deal. In fact, nothing will be official until Sunday's BCS selection show. Mark?
They are waiting for the surge. Fans are waiting for a deal on one of the busiest travel weeks of the year, Justin.
Yeah, well, they might get some.
All right, we'll see. Harmon Travel says fans can reserve packages right now. They will not become binding until Monday, when it should all be official.
And now Joe Hughes with today's Channel 6 Sports.
The dream matchup of undefeated teams at the Humanitarian Bowl will not happen because Ball State has turned down the invitation. 12th ranked Ball State will opt to stay in one of its conference-affiliated bowl games in the Mid-American Conference rather than play Boise State on its home blue turf. It would have been a daunting task. Broncos have lost 2 games on the turf in a decade, so Ball State says thanks, but no thanks. Here's the comment from H-Bowl Executive Director Kevin McDonald. It's unfortunate for college football that we are not able to put together these 2 unbeaten and nationally ranked teams in the Rhodey's Humanitarian Bowl. There was some good creativity, flexibility, and enterprise among the potential participants to try and make this thing happen, but in the end, it couldn't be worked out. Invitations will be made for the 2008 Rhodey's Humanitarian Bowl in the next few days. McDonald also said the Broncos could still land in the Humanitarian Bowl against an ACC team that could include Maryland, Wake Forest, Miami, or Florida State. But it's likely the WAC will place the Broncos in the bowl that would provide the highest level of competition, and that would be in the Poinsettia Bowl in San Diego against number 11 TCU. That would leave Nevada to play in the H Bowl. The Bronco players knew that all of this was out of their control, but their preference all along was having a great opponent.
Home is in California, where I'm from. You know, a lot of my family, you know, they don't get to travel up. You know, plane tickets are expensive, the drive is long. So I want to play in front of the Bronco Nation, you know, here, but I probably want to go back to have my family, you know, that hasn't had an opportunity to see me play, go over there and play in front of those guys, and I'm sure, you know, our fans will travel. So
I'd probably rather play the, you know, best team we could play, and someplace warm would be nice, but you know, I want to play a good team.
Looks like the Broncos could be getting both of their wishes, playing a good opponent someplace warm. The Texas Christian Horned Frogs are the presumed opponent, even with 2 losses. TCU is ranked 11th in the BCS. Those 2 losses came against 2 of the top teams in the BCS. A loss earlier in the year against number 2 Oklahoma, and a loss against number 6 Utah, which gave Utah the forward momentum to claim the automatic berth into the BCS Bowls. TCU's key win was against BYU, which was ranked 8th in the nation at the time. TCU made it look easy, beating the Cougars 32-7. The Broncos faced TCU in the Fort Worth Bowl back in 2003, beat them 34-31. In fact, Boise State has never lost a game to a Mountain West Conference team. Now, on a personal note, I was a little disappointed that Ball State decided not to come to the H Bowl because I was really looking forward to meeting one of its most famous alums. No, not David Letterman, although he said he would be attending whatever bowl game Ball State goes, but Brian Collins.
Switching to Ball State men's tennis, it seems last week player on. It seems every week they have
Collins became an internet sensation for this sportscast where, everything went wrong. But when he got to the NBA highlights, he launched a new catchphrase.
Later, he gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
Brian Collins, the originator.
Shoots it. And
boom goes the dynamite. If you haven't seen the whole thing before, go to YouTube. Search for Boom Goes Dynamite. Take a look at it. It is entertaining.
All right, thanks, Joe. We'll be back.
This is CBS 2 Eyewitness News, 10 at 10. Watching out for you.
We went to the Fiesta Bowl and enjoyed that so much that I'd go just about anywhere for a bowl game.
So anywhere could be San Diego. Rumors of a trip to the Poinsettia Bowl has some Bronco fans looking to buy travel packages on a budget. Good evening, I'm Natalie Hurst.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Riad. You're watching 10 at 10 News and Weather in the first 10 minutes. Now, CBS 2 Eyewitness News has confirmed Ball State University is passing up the invite to the Humanitarian Bowl.
With the latest Ball State news, Boise State will likely be playing in the Poinsettia Bowl. CBS 2's Nicole Navarro is live at Bronco Stadium as fans scramble to make travel plans for San Diego. But first, Sports Director Jay Bates joins us live in the news center.
Guys, the battle of unbeatens that this week the Humanitarian Bowl said was their #1 priority for the December 30th bowl game disappeared with a simple no today. The Cardinals have squawked in recent days about the fairness of playing a bowl game on a team's home field. That would be Boise State. That, in addition to the Mid-American Council's loyalty to the Motor City Bowl, and the Cardinals decided it just wasn't the right fit for them. That immediately makes it a near no-brainer for Boise State to go to the Poinsettia Bowl in San Diego and take on TCU. But there is still a hang-up. BCS still has Boise State and TCU in their pool of teams under consideration for at-large bids. So everything hinges on a Sunday announcement that no one really gives the Broncos much of a chance for. Now, that has created quite the logjam of teams waiting to find out where they are going. And coming up in sports, I have some of those answers live in the newsroom. I'm Jay Bates, CBS 2 Eyewitness News.
And with the economic slowdown, traveling to San Diego is not in the budget for many families.
And now some wonder how many fans can actually afford to go. Nicole Navarro joins us live in Boise with more on that angle.
Well, Mike and Natalie, some people had argued that if the Broncos did play in the Humanitarian Bowl, it would help save fans money that otherwise didn't want to travel. But if the fans I met tonight are any indication, the team will not be going to a bowl game alone.
There's only one more time.
I think San Diego's a very classy city, you know, and I want to be where the Broncos are, bottom line.
One more chance for Bronco fans to show their spirit this season.
We went to the Fiesta Bowl and enjoyed that so much that I'd go just about anywhere for a bowl game.
It looks like the Broncos could be headed to San Diego for the Poinsettia Bowl. It's normal for fans to follow along, but this year finances may be more top of mind.
Too much money, time off from work, stuff like that.
Oh, it's a possibility. It depends on the financial situation. Right now, the economy's kind of down, so just have to see how things work out. But there's some good deals out there, so it's a definite possibility.
I sat down with Bob Harmon, the owner of Harmon Travel, this afternoon. He tells me one of their bowl game packages is for budget-minded fans. That includes a round-trip bus ride, one night at a hotel, and transportation to and from the game.
We'll ask for a credit card a guarantee of the reservation now to secure it, but we'll process no payments till after the final announcement Sunday.
The total cost, about $400.
I think $400 is definitely doable. And, you know, the opportunity to see the Broncos play and, you know, especially in nice weather, it'd be great.
For some fans, you just can't put a price on supporting your team.
I'll probably just not go to school next semester so I can make it at the game. I'll just use my tuition money for them.
That's pretty dedicated.
Yeah, I'm a fan, you know.
And with the troubled economy in mind, I asked Harmon if he expects to get as many requests for bowl game packages this year as he had in years past, and he tells me that it's too early to tell, but he should know in a couple days. Reporting live in Boise, Nicole Navarro, CBS 2 Eyewitness News.
Now, Nicole mentioned Harmon Travel is offering 2 packages for Bronco fans. The second includes a round-trip charter flight from Boise, 2 nights in a hotel, and transportation to and from the game. Now, the total estimated cost for that one, about $1,100 per person. And for more information on these packages, just go to our website, 2news.tv.
First off tonight, we will not see Ball State-Boise State matchup in the Humanitarian Bowl. Today, the Mid-American Conference turned down a chance to play on the blue. Kevin McDonald with the Humanitarian Bowl says the sticking point for the WAC was playing in Boise. Now the game that already had a name, the Battle of the Unbeatens, is no more.
We knew this was going to be a tough deal to get through, to get Ball State comfortable with this, and in the end, we couldn't get them comfortable.
So what does this mean for Boise State? Well, it appears that the most likely option is to play TCU in the Poinsettia Bowl. In that case, Nevada becomes the most likely WAC representative. And for the ACC, the teams that are still available include Florida State, North Carolina, Miami, Maryland, and Wake Forest.